Well, there are many. It's nearly always a question of cash, not having enough cash, and working out how they're going to deal with the challenges going forward. We've seen a lot of challenges through the pandemic for law firms. Some have come through stronger, some have fallen by the wayside. Managing continuing in different changes in client work is also another challenge. There's been a lot of reform, a lot of changes in legislation that's impacted upon law firms in the last few years. For example, the personal injury market, which for many, many years was very, very lucrative for lots of law firms. There was plenty of work around, and there was, in many cases, production lines of case work going through. A lot of that's gone now. It's more bespoke, more detailed areas that law firms are looking at. Things like, for example, GDPR breaches. But recent case law had determined that the value in such cases is often very modest, and it's difficult for law firms to make money from those kind of cases. So there's lots and lots of different challenges out there for law firms with an evolving and changing legal services marketplace. Well, take advice as soon as possible. Don't let the situation fester. Don't let things get out of control. Look at what are the options. Take some advice from specialists who understand the options. Early engagement also with the Solicitors Regulation Authority. This is an absolute fundamental. It's important to keep the regulator on side. Explain to the SRA the difficulties and, most importantly, the plan. What's going to happen to protect the interests of the clients and their money? How will that work through in reality? In my experience, working with the SRA, if law firms go to them with a clear plan for what they're going to do to face up to the challenges that they're currently dealing with, the SRA will work with them. They'll need to be kept informed, but they will work with them. So it's managing cash, managing the regulator, and focusing on the interest and protection of clients are the key issues which law firms who have got difficulties should focus on. It's primarily to look after the interests of the clients, because when a law firm goes into administration, there's obviously a lot of confusion and concern, and clients need to be reassured that their matter is going to be properly dealt with going forward. So clients' files, papers, any documents, and most importantly of all, of course, any money that's held by the solicitor needs to be safeguarded, protected, and then moved on, because it's about making certain that the client matter can be resolved quickly and expeditiously in terms that help the client move forward as much as possible with a seamless transfer. It can be very rewarding because you're dealing often with clients who are worried and concerned about what's happened to their file, their money, and being able to actually help them to understand the process involving a law firm administration, how their matter is going to be safeguarded and moved on, and actually enabling the client to move forward and to actually then speak to the client later and find out that their matter has been resolved and they're pleased with the outcome. And so it's the interaction with the clients themselves that I find the most enjoyable part of the job.